Hello and welcome to Crucible of Words for more dedicated legacy action. Today I finally have my hands on Orcish Bowmasters, so we are going to be playing Orcish Bowmasters. The deck that I've brewed up here is taking some of the lessons I've learned from playing Storm here and there. Now I'm not a good Storm player whatsoever, but I've played it a few times on the channel and I've learned some stuff. So we've taken some of the elements from that. Essentially what we're trying to do is put Sheoldred or Orcish Bowmasters into play and then cast an Echo of Eons. And that's pretty good. It's going to make us a massive guy, they're going to take a load of damage, or we're just going to drain them out for a whole bunch of life, and then hopefully we can keep going, and maybe we can Burning Wish into a Tendrils kill, but we can also just use Peer into the Abyss from either the sideboard or the main deck, fire at our opponent when we've got one of these in play, and that's going to be GG's. We've gone for Entomb as an enabler for the Echo of Eons. Obviously we have the Leyline Diamonds as well, but the Entomb to go and find it because it's a black card, and this means that it's going to be easier for us to cast, but this could have been a gamble. But I don't have enough experience with these sorts of decks to really know what the right one is there. Our mana base has as a Saga, so we can go and find ourselves a Leyline Diamond when we need one, and this just gives us an alternative beatdown plan, as well as access to Haywire Mite from the sideboard for games where we need to blow up things like Deafening Silence. So we've got some Ancient Tombs to go with it, some Badlands, and a Swamp, and some Vault of Whispers to power out our Mox Opals. So we've got a bunch of zeros, play some spells, draw 7, and then play some more zeros, kill our opponent that way. So it's kind of all in, so we could definitely come unstuck if we're playing against a lot of blue matchups. But hopefully, if we're going to be pairing against loads of these one ring decks, so we should be hopefully taxing quite nicely with what we're doing here. But we'll see. You can't be good against everything, and we have got some defense grids in the sideboard to try and help that out. We've also got the Echo of Eons we can find, a by force to blow up a bunch of artifacts if we need to, things like Chalice, etc. And Tendrils for a win con. We've got 4 Leyline of the Void, loads of graveyard decks that we can host to that. So it seems like a good way. We've got the Feed the Swarm here, which can blow up enchantments. So we can go and get this with the Burning Wish if they've got some sort of horrible main deck enchantment we need to beat. And we can board in the Fatal Push, Pithing Needle, and the Haywire Mite to deal with certain problems that we may face. So that's the deck. It's a little bit wild, especially for me, where I'm not really used to playing these sorts of decks. So I'm excited to see how we go. Before we jump into it, if you would like to see your deck on this channel, by all means, leave a comment under this video or contact me via the Discord, which is in the description, and we can sort something out. I think I'm charging about £15 for a donation deck at the moment, which is pretty reasonable, I like to think. So if that tempts you, by all means, get in touch. And why not just join the Discord and say hello anyway? Remember, like, comment, subscribe, all these things, and I've got a Patreon too, whatever. Let's play some Legacy. I want to see how this goes. We're on the play for round 1. We can make a turn 1 Orcish Bowmasters. That's kind of cool. But then where do we go from that, I guess, is the next question. I think we will keep. I think we'll play out an Urza Saga and a Lotus Petal. That way, if we don't have to use this Lotus Petal now, we can start feeding it into the Saga potentially, but this is more of a tutor is what I'm looking at from this at the moment. This gives us the ability to have Orcish Bowmasters up and gets us closer to Leyline Diamond, which is obviously very good with our Wishclaw Talisman. Bloodstained Mire. Alright, what is this going to be? Possibly looking at Reanimator here. Phase Looting. If they just reanimate Grizzlebrand, then and go to draw 7, we can flash in the Bowmasters and have a jolly good time. Now we could have flashed this in response to Phase Looting, but I'd rather try and get our opponent a little bit. Maybe that's greedy. Right, there's the Grizzlebrand. Don't know if I want to burn this Lotus Petal just yet. Dark Rich. Okay, that's good. That gives us the ability to do multiple things here. So now they're going to, if we play this out now, we're just going to get the Atraxa coming at us. Maybe it's greedy to try to use the Bowmasters as a way of killing a Grizzlebrand, or our opponent, I guess. So this is going to go and get us the Ritual. So if we play out our Vault of Whispers here, we can play out the Bowmasters. It's going to be good against the Grizzlebrand, but we have to do that instant speed to really get the value out of it. We can play out a Wishclaw Talisman. Then next turn we'll have plus 2 mana. No, yeah, plus 1 mana from this. So 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, 5, 6. So we might be able to go off next turn, but that would involve us having the Wishclaw Talisman in play now, which means we don't get the Bowmaster in play. And our opponent's definitely going to be making a guy, so we'd have to use some of our resources. Interesting. I think, weirdly, I have to pass here and then flash in the Bowmasters in response to a Grizzlebrand activating. That's Badlands. This way we don't have to give up our Lotus Petal to do it. The Dark Ritual. We're going to get hit by some discard first. Exhume. This is kind of an awkward one, but I guess I'll probably get this. Are they going to get the Atraxa or the Griselbrand? They've gone for the Griselbrand. Alright. So they can't draw now. So we actually did manage to get them by not firing off earlier for the Faithless Looting here. So we'll ping them for 1 here. And now they'll draw 7. And we can either ping them for a bunch, or we can kill this Griselbrand. If we put all these targeting Griselbrand, they'll just draw 7. So it's kind of awkward. I think we just ping them. We might be able to do a small little Tendrils chain. I imagine we're going to lose some amount of cards in our hand this turn though. Okay, so we have a creature that's bigger than Griselbrand. Not a bad way to be. Unmasked targeting us. So we're probably going to lose the Wishclaw Talisman here. Or it could be the Dark Ritual, but I suspect it's the Talisman. If we draw something like a Burning Wish on our turn, we might be able to do something pretty good here. Because we can go and get the Echo. And we'll get the Lion's Eye Diamond, then that should be game over. But we'll see how much our opponent's going to mess with us here. Alright, so they're getting the Atraxa in now. What did they find? I assume we're looking at a pretty standard list here. Okay. So Reanimate is off, but they could looting into something, but they haven't shown us a Lotus Petal yet. So they might not be able to put anything in the graveyard just yet. If we can untap with... Well, we're going to need to have a reasonable draw here. But that's certainly possible. Burning Wish is lethal. Another Wishclaw Talisman. We'll have 1, 2, 3 mana. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Yeah, so Wishclaw Talisman is lethal as well. If we'd have done this play... If we'd have just played the Orcish Bowmasters straight into the Faithless Looting, we would not have been able to get them down to 4 and give us a chance to immediately win now. Because our opponent would just play the Atraxa instead. Archon of Cruelty, Bloodstone Mire, Dark Ritual, Faithless Looting, sure. Alright, so they have a Lotus Petal. I'm going for black mana here. Okay, they got second Lotus Petal, so they can Faithless Looting and then reanimate the Archon of Cruelty. We do get to ping them for 2 more here, though. Okay. They're going to clean up a bunch of stuff. So if they get another turn, I think we are very much cooked. But the discipline on that Orcish Bowmasters, I'm pretty happy about now. Sheoldred the Apocalpyse. That's going to be game, isn't it? So add some mana of this. What are we going to get with this? Do any of these matter? I don't think we can win the game right now. 1, 2, 3. So we got this. This is 7 mana. So we got 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, 5, 6. Okay, we can just win the game right now, right? If we get a Lotus Petal or a Mox Opal here, let me just recount my mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure, we'll get this Mox Opal. Play this. So for black, we'll cast that Ritual. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Peer into the Abyss. Alright, pretty tasty. Got the game 1 versus Reanimator. Do not mind that at all. So we have these Leylines we want in here. We need a way of fitting the Leylines in. What exact way going to be? Are we just going for like weird trimming? Like I imagine some of our artifacts might be in danger here. Things like Serenity are very real. So that gets us 1 Leyline. Maybe we're trimming on something like Sheoldred because we don't really want our opponent to reanimate that. So maybe we want to cut 2 of those out. And then what we're looking at here. Like the Entomb Echo of Eons plan is pretty good. If they set up their graveyard and we say no, then that's pretty annoying. Maybe we'll trim another Chrome Mox just to fit this in. I don't think we can realistically fit anything else in here. Even though I can definitely see merit for some of the other bits and pieces. Right, we'll try this. Oh yeah, we'll keep this one. We're not a million miles from casting Sheoldred and Echo. But we're probably going to get some amount of cards discarded from our hand this turn, I would imagine. There we go. There's the Grief. So they might take our Sheoldred and then reanimate that, which is a bit of a pain. This is one of the reasons I boarded the Sheoldreds out. Or 2 of them out. I wanted them in the deck to find, but I didn't want our opponent to be able to do this. Okay, they took the LED. That's kind of a relief in some ways. Are we just getting Thoughtseize as well? No. Okay. Opponent's down to 4 cards. Well, they pitched to that. Another Grief. Another Echo. It's not really what we wanted there, was it? Put out the Badlands. I'm kind of tempted to take the Sheoldred, but if they didn't take it then, they're probably not going to take it for the next time. Is it worth just playing this Chrome Mox out? Blue mana's so unhelpful for us. I think we're just better off. It does mean that, like, we can't... I guess we could always do Chrome Mox, imprint Sheoldred, but then we're looking for blue mana. Because Sheoldred means they can't take it, to reanimate, but then also if they discard us, they will always hit an Echo of Eons. But if we don't have the blue mana, it's kind of pointless for now. Alright, so they have the thing that deals with our thing. That's not great. Need to draw another Lion's Eye Diamond. Pretty sharpish. They might just make a big guy this turn anyway. Lotus Petal with a black floating. Entomb. This classic Entomb, reanimate, kill me, I think. So on the play, our hand would have been pretty tasty. We could have wheeled with 2 mana up. And obviously the Leyline in play. So if our opponent kept a hand based on Leylines. Alright. Might as well just F6 this turn because our opponent's kind of doing the whole thing. How bad is this going to be for us? If they put an Archon of Cruelty into play, we at least get to discard an Echo of Eons. Faith is looting. Alright. Archon of Cruelty is in there. Right, here comes the grief. Probably going to take the Mox, since they've already got a decent threat in the Grizzlebrand, so I don't think they care about our Sheoldred. They did take the Sheoldred, interesting. They're going to reanimate our Sheoldred. Well, not reanimate it. Oh, they can reanimate it, yeah. Alright, over to us. Dark Ritual. Okay. We do not have the mana to do all the things we want here. We're going to get clocked for 7. Then we'll play out this Chrome Mox, and we'll imprint an Echo of Eons. So we've got blue. This way, if our opponent discards us, we can Dark Ritual in response. But we can't get double blue to cast the Echo of Eons right now. But if we get discarded, we can cast the Echo of Eons. The Dark Ritual. Putting the Echo of Eons into our graveyard, where we now have enough mana to cast it because of the Chrome Mox with the blue under it. Alright, let's take a bash for 7. We're just going to get an Archon of Cruelty. Either threat that they reanimate is going to be lethal. They're probably more likely to put a Tractor into play because the Archon of Cruelty will discard this Echo. And that's all face up, so our opponent knows what's going on there. Bloodstained Mire. No play. Alright. I guess we'll play our Swamp out. Until our life total is 0, we're not dead. Now, they might be able to put 2 Archons of Cruelty into play in 1 turn, and that would certainly guess. Alright, so we're going to tear our Mox. That's pretty bad news for us. We can still draw a Lion's Eye Diamond and go for a spin. This looks like a flashback. Faith is looting. Sure. Right, another Bloodstained Mire. We're just getting hit for 7 here. Now, even if we draw the Lion's Eye Diamond, it's still not going to be easy to win from there. But it's not impossible, so we're going to see what happens. Animate Dead on the Archon of Cruelty. Okay. We will discard our Echo of Eons. This will put us to 3 life, which is still 1 Ancient Tomb activation, so it doesn't really change anything here. All it does is help us get this Echo of Eons in the bin so a Lotus Petal can cast it. I think that was a mistake from our opponent, to be honest. What do we have? Nothing. Alright, let's go to the next game. Do I want to change anything sideboard-wise? Not really. I think we just need to roll with what we've got here. We want Orcish Bowmasters, Lion's Eye Diamond, Echo, like Lotus Petal, land. That'd be great. That'd be a good way to start this game. Oh, and a Leyline if we're being like that about it. So we have an Orcish Bowmasters. That doesn't do us any good against a lot of the hands our opponent can have. I think we're going to mulligan this. This is worse, so let's go again. So we have a Leyline. We have a Saga. Then what? Can't get this Bowmasters into play immediately. Do you want to go to 4, chasing the wheel? Because what would this 5-card hand be? We probably throw back the Pier. And probably the Sheoldred. So we're keeping these. What does that look like? Not really a healthy way to play the game. Let's mulligan. Alright. So this is Leyline. Yeah, we're keeping this. So we don't need this Chrome Mox. And I guess we can throw back one of the Lion's Eye Diamonds. And we can throw back another Lion's Eye Diamond. We can begin with this. Let's do the thing, I guess. Let's put an Echo of Eons into the graveyard. Let's cast this. Put triple blue. Let's unmulligan ourselves. And obviously make our opponent's hand worse. Hasn't made our hand a lot better though, has it? This Mox we can play. And that's it, unfortunately. We just got to hope we've mulliganed our opponent into something bad. Or something that can't deal with Leyline at the very least. Next time we can jam a Bowmasters. And then start getting some wish things going. Any point we draw a Lion's Eye Diamond, we can go pretty nuts if we draw one, right? Because we can Entomb and play Bowmasters and then Echo. That's going to be pretty good. Like, we can play Bowmasters And then we can get an Echo from sideboard if that's the thing we want. Alright. A Faithless Looting from our opponent. Let's see what goes into their exile. We're not a million miles away from casting this second Leyline in the Void if that's the thing we want to do. It'll obviously be bad against Serenity, but it'll be good against Wear Tear. We've already seen Wear Tear. So. Alright, there goes the Wear Tear. Discarding the Wear Tear. Unmasked, targeting us. Sure, we're probably going to lose the Bowmasters. That'll be my guess here. Could be the Entomb though, if they're just worried about getting wheeled again. But I think it should be the Bowmasters that goes. Because whilst we don't have a way of actually threatening our opponent's life total, it doesn't really matter what we're doing. Our opponent can just spin their wheels until they find something. The fact they discarded their Wear Tear, to me, means that they either are a long way from white mana, or they have a Serenity, or they have a Show and Tell. Alright, they have a Serenity. Or they can have another Wear Tear, but okay, it's the Serenity. So, what do we want to do? We can play the Wishclaw, which then gets the Talisman, which then gets the Mox Opal online, but then what are we doing? Nothing. Do we have anything good that we can fetch with the Burning Wish here? I don't think so. We're about to lose our Vault of Whispers as well, which is a bit of a pain. I think we'll just cast our Bowmasters. I've probably got one card in hand though, so we're going to have time to do something, hopefully. Now we do have a threat. We are doing something over here. A land, okay. Don't hate that. Let's go to attacks. A couple of damage in. I think we'll invest in this Wishclaw for the future. Obviously that's a scary thing to give to your opponent. You don't want to give your opponent that unless you're winning the game. Oh, they got an Entomb in hand. Okay, so just trying to draw a reanimate effect. So what are they going to go for here? Atraxa, I think, is the best option. Yeah, they agree. So they're drawing off the top though. So they might not hit a reanimation spell. Alright, they didn't hit a reanimation spell this turn. That's not a Lion's Eye Diamond, is it? Let's view our sideboard and see if I can think of anything here that I would be able to use to good effect. Nothing we can really get with a Wish right now. Actually, that's not true. We've got this mana now, so we can Wish and then Echo. And that'll take this out of their thing. And we'll give them a full grip of cards though. But I'm down for this. Let's cast this Burning Wish. Let's go get this Echo of Eons. We came to game, right? Let's give them the Wishclaw. Go and get this Lion's Eye Diamond. Play this. Crack this for triple blue. Flash this back. So our Orcish Bowmaster is going to get to do a load of damage to our opponent here. Because it's going to ping them 7 times, and then this is going to grow by 7. So this is 8, 9, plus 7. So we're 1 damage off. So we turned off the fetch land there. What is this? A Dark Ritual. Alright, so they're just having some mana floating because they might as well. Right, let's ping our opponent. Okay, we've got the win here. Oh no. I've passed priority, so I don't have the win here. Oh my god. That's really annoying. I thought I was just passing attacks. This is 8, 9. Oh no, we do still have the win here, right? Yeah, because this is 10 damage, then we play this one. What? Why didn't I go to attacks? Oh my god. I think I'm getting some lag on my client today. This is a disaster. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm going to have to restart my client after this one. So we have the Bowmasters at instant speed here. Oh my god, that's such a disaster. We had the win. We had the win. Because what we do, we could have pinged this before combat and killed them. We could have pinged this after combat and killed them. But the lag on my client has made me pass priority twice in spots where I didn't want to. Yikes. My opponent's probably thinking, what's going on here? Well, they probably just know that we pressed the wrong button. If they cast an Exhume, we can put a Sheoldred into our graveyard. Do we want to play another Bowmasters? Or do we want to... I guess we can do both here, right? So we can go Dark Ritual, cast this Bowmasters. We have a choice about whether or not we want to do the Entomb here. Because they can get any card they want off of this Wishclaw Talisman. So they can reanimate our Sheoldred, which would be a bit of a disaster for us. So I think we have to let them take the Entomb. Oh my god. So annoyed by that one. I took the Wishclaw Talisman. Okay. We're going to move to the next phase or not? They're kind of baiting us into casting this Entomb now. I don't think we do though. A Wishclaw Talisman, sure. So they're giving us the Wishclaw Talisman back, which means that we can wheel next turn for lethal. So we could put the... We could use our Entomb now to go and put an Echo in. So our opponent has to get rid of all of our things here. Do we cast this Entomb to stop our opponent from being able to... We're not getting a Sheoldred here. We're just going to go get the Echo. Faithless Looting. Okay, we get to ping them a bunch. All right, let's scoop it up. So we didn't get punished for the lag that I was getting that made me pass priority twice in really awkward points in the same turn. So we got a win. Pretty happy about that one. I'm going to restart my client before doing the next round because that very nearly cost us the round there. All right, I'll see you in the next round. All right, we're into round 2 now. My client freshly restarted. What does our hand do? Not a great deal. I think we're going to mulligan. Okay. This hand does some stuff, doesn't it? Somewhere along the lines. I think we will keep this one. And we'll throw back the XS Echo here. Let's see what our opponent's on. Ancient Tomb. Chalice for 1. We don't care about Chalice for 1 too much. Chalice for 1. Okay. No counter spells. Thank you. They could still be something like 8 cast. But... Right, so we'll play this out. Play this out. Cast ourselves a Wishclaw Talisman. So we just look like Mono Black Saga Storm right now. Maybe we're supposed to wait for this Saga to pop before we do anything with it. We'll see what our opponent does and see if we have to go or not. A Chrome Mox from our opponent. What flavour of Chrome Mox is this? Red, I assume. But it could be red-white. We'll see. Syrian Spirit Guide. They're going to cast a Blood Moon and destroy our Urza Saga. Feels like that's what's about to happen. Okay, a Rabblemaster. That's not too bad. Yep, we'll take a little bit of damage from this. Alright. So we can play this, and then we can make a construct that will be 4-4. So that's going to be bigger than a Rabblemaster. Then you're going to attack with just the little guys. You're going to attack with everything. So we can trade our Rabblemaster, our Saga token for their Rabblemaster if we want. Is it worth trading for the Rabblemaster? So we take 4, 5, 6 here if we do that. Or we can just eat one of these and just try and play a Saga game. That seems genuinely quite good here. We're just going to be big. And then when we need to, we can go with the Wishclaw. 5 mana. What's 5 mana but not Fury? What? Oh, they had a Syrian Spirit Guide for the last red pip. Okay. That's a little bit awkward. That does change the maths, I think, on where we're at here. Our friend's got no cards in hand. Can we just string some Sagas together? If we'd have traded here, we'd have been in better shape. Okay, let's see what we draw and see if we want to do anything. I think we're probably on Saga plan. This can go and get us a Lion's Eye Diamond. We can play out this Saga. I don't know if I want to just reload my opponent's entire hand here when we can next turn we can do... how much mana are we going to have next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 of that for this, 1 of that for this. So 1 mana shy of making everything, making the Sheoldred plan. We could do Orcish Bowmasters next turn and kill their whole board though, which is probably pretty good, right? Okay, here come the boys. Which ones are coming in? Everything. So this is 6, this is 4. So I think we trade with the Fury here. And then we can pick off the rest of their board in a second. If I've done my maths right. Let's see what we draw as well. That might impact how we navigate our turn. Oh, we just drew the Bowmasters. Interesting. So we can just Bowmasters, kill everything without giving them the Wishclaw. So if we play this, we've got 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. This costs 3, so that takes us down to 4 mana. This costs 2, so that takes us down to 2 mana. Then what is the question? Okay, well I think we probably... I guess we play out an Urza Saga. We go black, colourless, make a Bowmasters, ping down one of these guys. And then I think we crack this for triple blue and cast this. This way if we find 1 more mana we can still just make a Saga token. Right, so 1 on here, 1 on here, 1 on here, 1 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here. Okay, I think we've got our opponent here. And then we'll always yield to these. Okay, so now we have this, we have this, we have Bowmasters again, ping them, crack this for triple blue, wheel again. We have double Bowmasters, so our opponent is dead. Pretty good. Let's go to sideboarding. So this time we're going to get rocked a little bit by some other bits and pieces we're going to have to worry about here, right? So I think we need Haywire Mite as an option. We're probably going to need less 1-drops and less 0-drops, I would imagine. I think we do need to leave this in the sideboard so we can get it with the Burning Wish. Feed the Swarm is probably playable here, just as a way of killing something scary. I don't like it though. I think what the plan is here is to lose game 2 and win game 3. Like Chalice on 0 is going to be pretty hard for us to beat. But we can play a better mid-rangey game than some decks like ours can do. Okay, so we have an Urza Saga plan. So if our opponent's just trying to stop our Stormy type stuff, we can kind of ignore that. So I think we're going to keep this and lose to Blood Moon, I believe. There is a Sekenzen, and there is a Chrome Mox. Okay, this is 2 of the requisite 3 mana to put us in the dumpster. Now red mana does let us get the Burning Wish, and we have this to get the Feed the Swarm on the other thing. No play, not even a Chalice. That does scream Blood Moon to me. Okay, I think we're just making Sheoldred in that case. So what is the best way of doing this? This plus Dark Ritual plus Lotus Petal, or this plus Lotus Petal? Yeah, it has to be Lotus Petal type stuff here, doesn't it? We'll play this out just in case we don't get Blood Mooned. Could happen, right? Crack this for triple black. They might struggle to kill a Sheoldred, to be fair. I won a game just with a turn 1 Sheoldred the other day against Mono Red Prison. So maybe this can go the way. It's a very powerful creature, right? It roadblocks a decent chunk of their creatures. And it also gives us life to work with for the purposes of Feed the Swarm. So we can at least use this to kill a Caves of Chaos Adventure or something. If they spend this turn just playing a Blood Moon, like whatever, that doesn't really matter. Sure. We have a massive creature. And we can do something with a Burning Wish at some point. Mox Opal, sure. We'll play this one because it's going to turn on our Mox Opal quicker. Go attacks. Bash. So are we playing around Artifact Hate or are we playing around Chalice for 0? I think we're playing around Chalice here. So top deck that, they'll play it for 0. Alright. If we can find another artifact, we can cast our Feed the Swarm. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, sure. So I don't think they're going to want to do any looting with that one. Right, and these do not successfully block our guy. Oh my god, look at that. We're getting there. And Vault of Whispers. We can go to attacks. I guess we can get blown out by Simon's Spirit Guide gone. I don't know if that's realistically a thing that our opponent's going to have here. They do still have to lose both of their guys to do that. Right, just the one guy. Okay. Are we casting Burning Wish right now or not? Are we casting Feed the Swarm now? Do you think our opponent needs this treasure token? Or would we rather save this for a possible way of killing a blocker next turn? I think we save it for a blocker. So if they play something like Caves of Chaos Adventure, we want to be able to say no to that. I don't think they're going to discard any cards here unless they're really desperate. They did not. Okay. They're going to play Caves of Chaos Adventure, and then we're going to kill it, attack with our Sheoldred. Kind of how I'm hoping this game goes. Or they could play a Mages of the Moon or something irrelevant. That would be also fine. Caves of Chaos Adventure. Okay, this is how we drew it up. So we have a good target to kill. Another Sheoldred, the Apocalpyse. Okay. Second verse, same as the first, I guess. Okay. Let's have a check at our sideboard in case there's anything exciting we can do here. I don't think there is, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're a long ways off casting Peering to the Abyss. We could get a Tendrils. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. That's not enough for Wish and Tendrils. So we're not casting the Wish this turn. We're just going to go Feed the Swarm on this little guy. Then attack with the Sheoldred. Are they going to block this turn? They might have to. It keeps the initiative with them and lets them scry. But if we connect once with the Sheoldred, it's game over. And we might not even have to connect with the Sheoldred to win this. If we can draw another mana, we can go and get a Tendrils. And just for our opponent, which might be enough. Well, it should be enough, right? They're going to go to 5 this turn. And then 3 on the next turn. So 4 would be lethal. So we're pretty close. They've got a chump blocker. What are we looking at here? I don't think they want to go into... Oh, the One Ring. Okay, they get protection from everything. But this doesn't target, so that's not going to work well for them. That is indestructible, though. So we draw some stuff here. So we have a Bowmasters that we can ping off in our opponent's turn. There's no point attacking. They'll just prevent the damage because that's what the ring does. But we'll just flash in a Bowmasters, and that will probably be good. I put our opponent to 4. They can't really use this ring. So they'll be just using this as a 4-mana fog right now. This is only the additional cards that Bowmasters hit. So we're going to flash this in at the end step. Unless we get a reason to flash it in beforehand. Seems unlikely our opponent's going to draw a card with the ring here because that put them to 1. But between this and this, we should have them covered. If they play a Magus of the Moon, that's a little bit annoying for us. Let's play the Bowmasters. Ping them for 1. And then they all die off their 1 ring trigger. Cast into the fire. Okay. Died to my Sheoldred. Yes. Alright, cool. Another victory. This deck's feeling pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. Let's go to round 3 with 2-0. Alright, we're on the play for round 3. What does our hand do? We can wheel with it. So we can go like turn 1, Tomb, Petal, play Talisman. Doesn't seem amazing. I think we want some sort of Bowmaster action. Interesting. I don't think this really gets us where we need to go though. Alright, this is a turn 1 Sheoldred. So if we get rid of a Chrome Mox and a Wishclaw is how we make the turn 1 Sheoldred. So a little bit all in on the Sheoldred here. But I'll give it a go. Let's hope we don't have any counter spells over there. Alright, so our whole hand just made a Sheoldred. That's not the most impressive thing, but as you've seen, it can just solo some matchups. Let's hope this is one of those matchups. They might just go Plains, Plow, and then we're done, really. Like, you know, we still got levers to get back into this game with, you know. Silent Clearing, that definitely casts the Swords to Plowshares. Chrome Mox, okay. Chrome Mox, Silent Clearing, that's an interesting combination. Opposition Agent, okay. So we're looking at some sort of... Okay, Solitude, there you go. I was thinking some sort of new Dead Guy Ale type thing, maybe. I wasn't sure if this was just a black land that could draw a card, or if it's... Alright, Chalice for 1. We're obviously going to draw 1-drops now, but we don't really need... Yep, there we go. We don't really need 1-drops to win the game. We're a 0 and 2 cost for the most part. Alright, is this going to be... Yep, an initiative guy. Pretty good. I think we're going to come undone pretty quickly here. We can't really interact with the Seasoned Dungeoneer very well, but we could just do our combo. As you've seen, we can just completely kill people in 1 turn. Lion's Eye Diamond, that's one of the ones we want, isn't it? Do we play around... I think we do play around Thoughtseizes and things. Or not Thoughtseize, Grief, sorry. Because they're likely to be in the scam package. So Thoughtseize effects. Obviously not Thoughtseize because I got the Chalice. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the full 8-pitch elementals in black and white here. So if we can find an Echo or a Wishclaw Talisman, we can go off. I say go off. We can draw a new 7 and hope that it's good and gets us somewhere. It might well not do that. Okay, Chalice for 0. That's another thing that we played around with playing the Lion's Eye Diamond out. A Dark Ritual. That doesn't do anything. This hits us for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're not dead. It can be 12 maximum, I think. Yep, so we take 5 here. Anointed Peacekeeper. Sure. So I'll probably name Wishclaw Talisman, I'd imagine. Animate Dead. Alright. And we're dead. Alright, we got crushed pretty hard there on that one. So, what do we want to do to deal with them? I think the Haywire Mite to deal with Chalice of the Void is going to be useful here. Other than that, I'm not sure what else. I think we still want this as a thing we get out of the sideboard. Do want a Fatal Push. I think a Fatal Push might be useful here. We could get Feed the Swarm in the main deck so that we can deal with... So our Burning Wishes can kind of get the Bifrost rather than the Feed the Swarm. But again, I don't know where we're going to get the space to do all these things. I think we're probably just going to trim... I think we'll get trim one of the Sheoldreds as well because it's pretty vulnerable to Caracas as well. So we've got a little bit of removal for some stuff here. Let's just hope that we can have a good turn 1 hand. This spins on turn 2 with floating mana. I guess we have to do that. Leyline of the Void. Alright, so that's pretty bad for us. So I guess we're playing this out. Playing this out. Okay, we have Feed the Swarm we can get to blow this up. So that's not the end of the world. But we have to also dodge Hand Disruption. Alright, so we're going to lose the Burning Wish, I suspect, here. I think our opponent's got us on this one. Maybe we could have fished for an Urza Saga hand. But Urza Saga is usually too slow against the initiative decks. You got to take the Burning Wish here, right? It represents so many possibilities. Yeah, there it is. Cavern of Souls, naming human, presumably. You've seen Opposition Agent and the Seasoned Dungeoneer. A Lion's Eye Diamond. So we can spin this up to go get Haywire Mite. So we can play this, spin this to get Haywire Mite. That doesn't really work. Next turn we can do it though. We can Haywire Mite away the Leyline of the Void if we tap our mana appropriately. And then we can go for a spin. Okay. Orcish Bowmasters though. How much mana do we have here? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. 7, 8, 9. So we need 1, 2 for this. 3, 4, 5 for this. 6, 7 for that. So we can kind of have our cake and eat it here. Sure, let's add a load of mana. We need to play this first. Tap this for green. Wishclaw Talisman. Get Haywire Mite. Cast Haywire Mite. Blow up this Leyline. Cast this Bowmasters. Ping our opponent for 1. Catch for triple blue. Echo of Eons. Ping our opponent for a bunch. Oh, our opponent's just scooping to that. Nice, I'll take it. Let's go back to sideboarding. I don't think we want to change anything here. I think having the Burning Wish being able to flex into by force or feed the swarm is good. I think we're just going to lose because we're on the draw. But yeah, we navigated through that. We had a pretty spicy turn there. This does spin on turn 1. I guess we keep. We can also go get Haywire Mite if we need to. No Leyline to begin with. Excellent. That might just mean they're going to throw a big guy down our throats to begin with. Or are they just going to disrupt our hand? That's pretty good too. So we might be on the Urza Saga plan here. We'll see what they take. I think it's risky to leave us with a Lion's Eye Diamond. It's just intrinsically the most powerful thing we have. Yeah, sure. So now we have some decisions to make. We have the slow boat to Orcish Bowmaster to Wheeling here. So I think we can play this just to get that up and running. And then next turn we play an Orcish Bowmasters. The turn after we can Entomb Wheel and get somewhere. There's a lot of ways this goes wrong. I say that an awful lot, don't I? But we've got a plan that we can execute that should win the game. Another Entomb. So we'll play this out. Play out this Chrome Mox. We'll imprint our spare Entomb. And then we will pass the turn. So we can represent an Urza Saga construct into Orcish Bowmasters next turn. That's pretty strong. If we Orcish Bowmasters now, it's going to be bigger when we get to attacking though. It's a case of, do I want to do that or not? Is that going to be better than making an Urza Saga token? Because we can do all of this in the same turn. It's slightly more value for us if we make the construct first. Might be a bit greedy, but it also gives us more things for Metalcraft, which is probably going to be relevant down the line. So we'll make a guy. And then this is going to be a silent. A Swords to Plowshares on our guy. That's fine by me. That could have hit our Bowmasters. Alright, so we'll go and get a Lion's Eye Diamond. We will cast this. We'll cast a Bowboy. Ping our opponent for 1. Play a land out. We'll use this Mox for it. We'll cast Entomb. Go get Echo. Spin the Echo. Ping our opponent for a bunch. Alright. Another victory. We are 3-0. We are absolutely kicking with gas today. Having a great time. Right, let's go to round 4. So this is a Saga hand that we can then spin up a wheel if we want to. I think we'll keep this one. Going to resist the urge to say there's many ways this can go wrong. But there are. I think we'll play out a Mox Opal and a Lotus Petal. That'll give us turn 2 Wishclaw Talisman if we want it at the cost of a Lotus Petal. Oh, I didn't even look to see who we're playing actually. This is the Daddy. So this is a Dredge aficionado. Alright. He's also an incredibly lovely human being who I have had the pleasure of playing against in a top 8 not too long ago of a paper tournament. Alright, our opponent's got 4 cards. Mana Confluence, Faith is Looting. Alright, pretty good start. Oh, that's quite a spicy one, isn't it? So we can play out this Urza Saga. I'll play out on Mox Opal. Play out this Lotus Petal. And we'll pass. Right, so dredging, getting back a Narcomoeba. Looks like our hand might not be under threat immediately. Oh, Faith is Looting, that's pretty good. They've got Stinkweed Imp in there and another Stinkweed Imp. Sure. Got a lot of Narcomoebas, but no bridges. I'm going to pop their Graveyard out because it's in a really important zone, obviously. So no bridges, no Cabal Therapies. That's pretty good for us. So this triggers here. And now we have some decisions to make. I think what we do here is Ancient Tomb, make a construct. This gives us Metalcraft. So this taps 4 black. Then we play this out. Keep this one. Tap it for black. Make a Wishclaw Talisman. So next turn we can wheel. We could have wheeled this turn if we wanted to. I might regret letting them have this turn, but I think we're probably in an okay spot after this. Okay, they found a bridge from below, 2 bridge from belows. So we'll block this Icarid, and we can exile these 2 bridges right now if we want to. So we can crack this. We'll lose Metalcraft if we do that, it's the only problem. But we're gonna... don't want to lose Metalcraft to get rid of these bridges. They're going to get some guys into play, but I honestly don't think that matters. I think Metalcraft is just going to be more useful for us. Now, our opponent now knows that we're valuing this mana over... Sorry, I don't really know how much agency they're going to have, because we know most of their hand at this point is just all dredges. They got one of the... a breakthrough. That's a pretty good one. Alright, that was a bit of a swing and a miss, apart from the Cabal Therapy. Alright, so all these are going on the stack. How many bridges can we see in it? 1 bridge, 2 bridge. Where is another bridge? But we're going to lose some stuff to Cabal Therapy, so I'm just going to cast this now. We could have stopped them getting these 2 zombies, but... Alright, so we have Echo of Eons. We can machine gun down their whole board next turn. Well, we can give it a go. Sure, they're Cabal Therapying us. They can't hit anything because this is non-lands. So, Dark Ritual. Pretty solid name there. What are we going to draw? Another Entomb. That's not really very helpful. I think we just need the mana here. So we're going to get a Lion's Eye Diamond. Play this out. It's for 2. We can make a Sheoldred. Is that better than Bowmasters? I don't think it is. I think Bowmasters is just better because we get to machine gun their guys. Let's go and get Orcish Bowmasters. You're somewhere around here. Cast Orcish Bowmasters. Let's ping one of these out. Let's cast this Echo. That shuffles their whole graveyard in. Alright, so we'll ping 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 at our opponent. Okay, so we did a reasonable job of killing all of their things there. So now we can cast this Dark Ritual, play this Sheoldred, I think. That's pretty good against what our opponent likes to do. Play our Lion's Eye Diamond out, and that's a pretty good turn. Now our opponent's got 7 cards and a Wishclaw Talisman, but they are kind of a momentum deck. And we've already taken 2 of the things out of their deck. The Bridge from Belows. Did we get? Yeah, 2 Bridge from Belows are gone. So right. They're going to name Orcish Bowmasters here. Oh, they're targeting themselves. All right, they've got Stinkweed Imp in there, and then they can cast a Breakthrough. This is going to hurt them a lot. Probably kill them. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so they're not dead. So they're not dead, but they're certainly not healthy. So they're going to take these 2 Orcish Bowmasters, but then I think we have them. All right, another victory. Let's go to the sideboarding. I would like to play some Leylines of the Void, please. That seems like the obvious one. Now our opponent is probably playing Leyline of the Void as well, which means we're going to want this Haywire Mite. So we're looking at these 5 cards. Sheoldred is very good against our opponent if we can get to that situation. So I think we can trim one of these. We can... Trimming... Burning Wish might be too slow here, actually. It's a bit worrying. Peer into the Abyss also might just be too slow. I think we need to keep all these other bits and pieces though. And the Wish Claws. Burning Wish. How many Burning Wishes can we realistically cut though? We get rid of these 3. And that's a given. And we've got 2 more slots to find. Wishclaw is slow. So Sheoldred is kind of slow, but if we can ramp it out super early, then it's going to be pretty backbreaking. Maybe the Entomb, although our wheeling is so powerful against them as well. Maybe it is just a couple of wishes. Seems a bit awkward. Maybe 2 wishes and trim on the Sheoldred. We'll try this. Again, I'm not very good with Storm decks. This isn't a Storm deck. This is kind of my own weird thing. But so what does this hand do? 1. This does make a turn 1 Sheoldred. Is that good enough? I don't think so. I think we want a Leyline. Crowd demands Leylines. We'll keep these. We'll keep both Leylines because they tend not to have things that get rid of multiple Leylines. We have to keep this Chrome Mox, which means we could, if we're not going to get discarded on turn 1, we can throw away this Echo. And if we find a land, we can do a turn 1 Sheoldred. Alternatively, we could put one Leyline in and make a turn 1 Sheoldred. Because we could put this under it and go 3, 4, 5, play the Sheoldred. I think that's probably the best play. Sure. I'll probably mold to 4. Mana Complement. Lion's Eye Diamond. We would have drawn the land. That's annoying. Could have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. This means I think we're going to put the Dark Ritual under it here. So we can cast the second Leyline if that's a thing that we find ourselves needing. Alright. We've got a Sheoldred. So if they get to blow up our Leyline, we still have a very powerful thing going on here. Right, yep, I'll take my life. Go attacks. Bash for 4. I wanted to try and get a Tendrils kill in today. Maybe we'll get one at some point. We can hope. Let's play another Leyline. Go attacks. So our opponent is dead on their next turn if they don't put a blocker in the way. Alright, another victory. We are 4-0. Yeah, we're now playing a trophy match with this deck that I threw together and haven't played a single test game with. So, yeah, I'm very happy right now. Let's go. We're on the play for the trophy match. Our opening hand, it spins the wheel with spare mana. Like, I think we're supposed to keep this. Question is, are we supposed to keep the Lion's Eye Diamond or not? Are we going to finally meet a blue deck here and get rocked? Let's cast Entomb. Let's put an Echo in there. Then we'll go for triple blue. Triple black. Do this Echo using just a blue mana, I think. Oh, I don't like this pause. Oh no, we're in. Okay. Can I Dark Ritual, please? Can I Shoulder the Apocalypse? Can I Chrome Mox? Oh my god, this is an incredible turn 1. Lion's Eye Diamond. Play this. Cast this Burning Wish. Go and get Echo. Actually, Storm is 11 here. We could have just got Tendrils if I was thinking about what I was doing here. I was just too lost in the sauce. Oh, no, we had the win with the Tendrils like I've been saying I wanted. Oh, if we get this counterspell now, I'm going to feel terrible. A lot of triggers. Okay, so we still haven't played a land yet. So we can play this. We don't. Oh, we do have. We have 2 blue here. Blue, blue, and this is 3. So we're not quite up to what we need. So we can play this one out. And we can't quite get this in the graveyard yet. But we can just cast it next turn. Alright. Go ahead, opponent. We had the win there if we'd have gone for the Tendrils. I wasn't looking for it enough. Oh dear. That was embarrassing. Not that embarrassing, but... Alright, we got a turn 1 kill. Excellent. We managed to get one. That could have been a Tendrils kill. We don't know anything about our opponent's deck. So I think we're just supposed to maybe board in a Haywire Mite and leave it at that. Our opponent's probably on a... Oh, it's Pleasant Kenobi, actually. They quite often play green guy decks. Maybe we want this Fatal Push instead of another Chrome Mox, maybe? Yeah, okay. We'll have this Fatal Push so we can kill Collectrus. I think Pleasant Kenobi tends to run like sort of green Maverick-y-esque decks. This hand seems okay. We have some choices about what we do with our mana. We could turn 2, make 2 Wishclaw Talismans. I think we'll keep this. Alright, Leyline in the Void. Sure. So we boarded in the Haywire Mite, and that's going to be okay. City of Traitors. Voltaic Key. Okay, they're just on this deck. I see. Actually, I think I saw them tweet about this earlier today. Alright. So they got no payoffs, though. Yeah, I think we just make turn 2 double Wishclaw. Or we can Burning Wish next turn for Feed the Swarm. Sure, I think we'll do that. Cast this. Yes. Okay. Oh, God, why is it so tiny? Feed the Swarm. We need our opponent to kind of brick on action a little bit more. Just a little bit more. We're surprisingly good against the One Ring because of all our shenanigans. With like Sheoldred and Bowmasters. But if they do it all in the same turn that's come into play, then not so much. Look at Karn or a Mystic Forge here. Karn. Karn is good. Karn definitely causes us some issues here. What are they going to go and find here? Chalice for 0. Seems possible. Lion's Eye Diamond. Alright. Are they going to Echo as well now? Okay. Over to us. Interesting. So we can't Echo with all these things. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So this is not ideal, is how I describe the situation. This doesn't actually make mana, does it? So we can go 3 mana, 4 mana. So we can buy Force for 1 so that we don't die next turn. That sounds awful, but I think we have to do it. Oh wait, no, we can't even do that because we need multiple black mana, don't we? Yeah, our opponent just kills us with a Lattice Lock. Okay. I think we want the Pithing Needle for the Khan. We do not want this Fatal Push. I kind of want some Chrome Moxes for the purposes of being able to go super quick and put a Sheoldred into play. If that's a thing I want to do, these Wishclaws are probably the thing that has to go out, I think. And we'll submit. I don't know if our opponent's running Echoes, but the idea is that we play our little black guys, and that's good enough. This does not make a turn 1 Sheoldred. This makes a turn 1 Orcish Bowmasters, and potentially a turn 2 Wheel. I think we can keep this. What are we going to throw away here? It's probably the Burning Wish. A Leyline, sure. So we have the answer for that in hand when we're ready. I think we'll play out the Lion's Eye Diamond as well. Play out this Lotus Petal. And we'll pass a turn. So Challenge for 0 is a reason to play these out. Let's see how bad our opponent's thing is. A Mox Opal. And nothing else. Let's cast this in our opponent's end step. Let's ping our opponent for 1. A Mox Opal. Sure. That's pretty good. We can cast this pre-combat to pump our existing army. This makes the One Ring pretty awkward. Although these can only ping... these can't ping them when the One Ring's activated ability is kicking off. Which is kind of annoying. Our opponent was paying some life there for something. And then siding against it. Curious what that was. Dismember maybe? So next time we can go and get something with our Burning Wish. City of Traitors. Mystic Forge. Okay. So let some cast spells off the top. It doesn't technically draw cards. So Bowmasters kind of doesn't impact this. Alright. It's getting tense. This isn't on at the moment. Sheoldred the Apocalpyse. What have we got on our sideboard here? We could get a by force here and blow up their 2 artifacts. I like this. So we'll go red, black, cast this, crack this for triple red, get the by force, cast this, blowing these 2 up. Got 3 turn clock with them having Ancient Tomb, and one of their big payoffs isn't very good against Bowmasters, so Khan the Great Creator, sure. That shuts off our mana. Oh yes, we got the trophy. Excellent. Oh yes. Pretty happy about this. Alright, so we got the trophy. We got the sweet, sweet trophy. This deck felt really good. It kind of does all the things that Saga Storm was doing when I was playing it. Except we also have just creatures, so we have a much stronger beatdown plan between Bowmasters and Sheoldred. And sometimes those creatures can just solo games. So, yeah, absolutely buzzing from that one. That was incredible. Yeah. As someone who is terrible with Storm, this is kind of a Storm deck, and we really did get there. So I did not play a single game testing with this, and we managed to get there. So I think the changes I would make would probably be none. I'd probably run it back a few more times and work it out. It felt just really, really solid. Now, let it be known, we did not play against a Force of Will deck this entire league, which probably has something to do with how successful we were. If we were playing against lots of Force of Wills, we probably want more like defense grid measures or something to keep ourselves going, or some discard or something. Like, we are relatively cold to blue decks, right? That's just the state of things. But we dodged them, and the meta at the moment has got a lot of non-blue decks in it. So, yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I'm just absolutely chuffed that we managed to get the old 5-0 there. All right. I don't really have anything else to say. I just hope you really enjoyed this ride. It was incredible. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This video's got to blow up, right? Let's make this one go big. I could do with a video going big and some new subscribers. Also, if you like me to play any weird and wonderful decks, please get in touch with me for donation decks. Check out the Patreon below. I've got some good stuff on there. If you just want to say thank you, there's also a tier for like just a couple of quid a month to say cheers for making all these videos. I appreciate every donation. It really helps me out. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me for this one. Goodbye.